Hello everybody again, sorry about that. For some reason I have to be on a different page to rotate my camera, I do apologise. And now I'm just sorting my tripod out. Okay, lovely stuff, we are back in. Okay, so let's get painting everybody. I hope you're all back watching me. Sorry to everyone who just got a load of close-ups of my lovely Chevy Chase. Hello, hello again. Pete Obsolete in the building. What up? You are in tune with Paint with Pete, or tuned in, should I say? You're tuned in to Paint with Pete, day 5. So again, last week we created some art. We did create these. Amazing work last week. Thank you for the interactions and stuff. There we are. So we're going to continue that this week. Again, all we're doing is painting. We're just being creative, all right? That's all we're doing. An hour to get those creative juices flowing and get them out. Okay, just line that guy up, lovely stuff. Okay, so today, again, we're going to be painting a few different things. So I started this guy, well, probably a couple of months ago now. This guy was originally this canvas underneath. He'd been sitting around for a bit, so I painted him white last week, you saw that. We're going to try and finish him up today. Again, it's not about finishing, it's about starting, all right? Very important. This is a journey. Every piece of art is a little journey. This guy's already had quite a few steps on his journey. We're going to keep him going. We're also going to draw a heart, but first we're going to create some backgrounds like we did last week. Again, just creative backgrounds that mean we can work over them and all that sort of stuff. Hello Chris, I do apologise about that. Sup Dylan again. Let's get painting. Again, grab whatever you can. Grab a pencil case, pens, crayons, felt tips, biros, anything you can get your grubby little mitts on. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to start like with yesterday. We did a big heart for the NHS, a blue heart for the NHS. Please check Manchester's Finest out. You will see my drawing on there as well if you haven't seen it, and you can see how I created that as well. Super, super simple. Again, it's a heart made of hearts. A heart made of hearts, super simple. All I've done is draw a very, very light heart shape, and I've filled it. But I think this could go a little bit further. So we're going to do a blue background, a really, really blue. Use those blues. I've got a couple of different ones. And then we're going to do a heart over the top. We're also going to finish this guy, or try and get him to the next stage. And we've also got our record sleeve as well. So last week, just show you. Last week, I painted the record sleeve. So this week, we're going to do the back. All right, all I've done, cheated a little bit. I've just put one layer of white acrylic over the top, so we're just going to draw over that. Again, I'm going to do the pen version of this font. Hello. I'm going to do the pen version of my rune font over the back of this, so it's going to be filled with lyrics. Okay. There we are. Just put him back so we can dry. We'll leave him down there just to dry off for a second. Okay, so I'm going to get my blues first. Yes, Jackson Beckett, how you doing, big man? So I've got a couple of blues, and again I'm just going to be super creative, very loose, nothing too professional, nothing too clean, and I'm just going to do one of these in blue. I might add, like I was saying last week, if you get bored with one piece waiting for it to dry, start another piece. Every colour I pick up, I want to use to the maximum amount of, use it to the maximum of its ability. So if I do a bit of blue on here, I'm probably going to customise do a little shape on here as well. There we go, let's get going. Again, brew time at 10:30. Cup of tea, cup of coffee in about half an hour. Nice and easy, have a little break. But let's use this time, get creative, get those juices going, and let's get painting. Just give it a nice, loose and creative wash, just to give us a nice blue background. Again, you can spread stuff out a little bit with a tiny bit of water. So as you can see, it becomes a little bit more fluid. And again, I'm looking for these tears. I'm not being precious about my work today. We're just being creative. So a little bit more water on the brush. Another little dip. Okay, really nice blue that, really, really nice. Okay, so I need to do a little mix because this paint has settled. So again, it's got a little bit of oil over the top of it. All we do, other side of the paintbrush, whiz him around and it'll get the full colour in there. Any excess, put on the brush. Okay, so I'm going to start bringing some shapes into here. And again, we all know that it's going to be a heart, so I know there's going to be a heart space in the middle, so I'm going to go around that and just create this kind of heart shape that we can draw into. Super loose. And again, I'm kind of looking for those brush strokes. Sup. Who else is watching? Forgive me. Hello. Hi everybody. I will be interacting with the comments a little bit, so sorry if I have a little pause every now and again. Okay. Again, I know this kind of weight of paint and water and brush will affect A4 paper. It'll make it ripple quite a lot. Again, that kind of doesn't matter if you are going to frame it or you're blue tacking it up or anything. But if you use a slightly heavier grade of paper, I use a 200 GSM cartridge. It holds the paper really well and obviously reacts well with the brush and the paint. So again, there's our first layer of heart. Let's just finish this heart up. And again, like I said, let's do something on this guy as well while we're here. So we're just going to put a nice easy circular pattern in it just to see what comes out of that. So circles. What are we doing? Drawing circles with our nice big brush. Just to see what happens, see where it goes, see if there's anything that comes out. And again, I'm going over the edges. The best thing about having a prep station is that you can give yourself the freedom to be creative. Just sticking down. So you're not limited to the shape of the paper, you're not feeling trapped by it, or like constrained in any way. So nice big circles. There we are. That's our blue layer done. Okay, I think let's get a mix on for the pink. So again, I really like the pink, the black and the white in this one. But again, there is other colours in it. So because I've laid it up already, there are little bits of purple and pink and blue in there. So I think by adding pink, it'll bring those colours out. So I'm going to mix my pink up, just wash my brush. Okay, so I'm doing a 50-50 mix. I do have pink already, but I need the same colour all the way through it. So I'm going to make a mix myself, and then the colour's going to be equal all the way around it. So how do you make pink? White, a little bit of this guy, a bit of red. We all met Mr. Dead last week. This is my Dead brush. Again, I haven't really looked after him. You should please look after him. This is an old brush anyway. So he's a little bit stiff, but it gives a different effect and it's perfect for mixing. So what we're doing, mixing these together. Mixy, mix. Again, get an old food container or anything. We use that plastic. And we've got a really interesting pink going on here. I need it a little bit lighter just to kind of bridge the gap, as it were, between the pink on the canvas and the pink that I want. There's quite a lot more red in that than I wanted, but that's fine. Again, you can always add more. If you add too much, you start getting your blends wrong. And if you do need a lot of it, make sure you're doing it even measuring how much you're putting in of what paint, of how much, what brush you're using. that knowledge of your tool set, that knowledge of your of the tools that you have is vital. So you know where that freedom comes, you know what the brush is going to do, and it's not going to surprise you if it does something a little bit abnormal. So there's my pink. I've got my nice pink, really nice pink. What I'm going to do is outline the skull again, just to give him a bit of body shape. Flip to my slightly thinner and slightly better brush. Just get those bristles nice and ready. So again, overloading the brush just to make sure I've got a nice coverage on that brush. Lovely pink, that, absolutely amazing. Salmon. Again, if you haven't got paint, it doesn't matter. If you've got me on in the background while you're drawing or painting, absolutely fine. If you're painting with me, amazing work. And please show me your artwork. Part of the reason why I'm in art, part of the reason why I love being an artist, or that I class myself as an artist, is to interact with people and see how other people are doing it. Obviously, I'm very inspired by my favourite artists, Basquiat, Herring, there's loads of them, Shrigley, John Bergerman. They all have personalities, and their personalities come through in their artwork. So I'm looking for the unique bit of the artwork, the human element of it, and what stands it out from someone else doing it. Everybody's an artist. If you drew the same as me, it's going to look different at some point. That's your style. Easy as that. All you got to do is think about developing those styles. There you go, so he's got a nose. Bit more pink on there. Again, all we're doing is bridging that gap between the white and the pink within the face. We're giving it a little bit of form. As you can see, it's developing a little bit. You can see where I'm going to go with it, I think. So again, just using what we've already got, so using the background shapes and of the canvas that we've already painted into, using that as a template, and then using the next lines as a template, and then using the next lines as a template again. Smooth them up a little bit. Again, all I've done there, blend a bit of white, blend a bit of pink, and I've managed to get it exactly the right amount that I need. There is a little bit of excess actually, so we might even include it in the next one, because I think this baby pink and that blue will go really, really well. Morning, Austin. How's everyone doing? Please check out Selfish Lover. Again, it's a little. I'm looking after the art side of things with Selfish Lover's artwork. Selfish Lover 69 on Instagram. If you want a bit of music to keep your booty shaking, I can only recommend it. Hello, Mum. Little touch test on this guy. He's getting there. That back layer is nice and dry. It's just this top layer to go now. So again, a couple more minutes, and we'll work on this guy. YouTube adverts. What are you going to do, eh? Then we've got the beginnings, or certainly the midpoint of a nice pink skull. I'm going to leave this area because I really like these the strokes and the cuttings. Again, I might give him a little body, you know. Okay, there we are. There's his little border. Give him a little frame. I'm sorry, yesterday I had a mic on here, so if I'm talking that way and you can't hear me, I do apologise. But again, this is, I'll show you. So again, I'm not being precious. All I'm doing is trying to build up the final canvas. Very, very simple. Morning, Nia. So all I've done, this is a canvas that's been sitting around for ages. It had the word love, and then I put my pattern over it, sat on it for a little bit. It's been here too long. He needed devolving, so I've just started painting over the top of him. And again, I think that it started to frame really well. That lovely. That sounded really arrogant. I've done a really, really good job on that, haven't I, guys? Apologies. Again, it doesn't matter about good quality of line, colour, shading, anything like that. We are doing non-technical creative hours today. I just happen to be painting in my studio, as I would be anyway, and I just want to show you guys. So again, please lose those inhibitions of or the kind of pressures that you put on yourself of, is it good? Does it look good? It doesn't matter. I really want to see it. I'm sure it looks amazing. It'll be in your style, okay? Again, those styles are worked on and developed by every artist you've ever seen. So it's all about making sure you're creative, making sure you're keeping this and these guys nice and busy in this time. I know it's strange times. Again, if you are having a little bit of trouble with what's going on outside, drink some water, have some fruit, eat some food, stick your head out the window for a minute. If you've got a garden, make the most of it. Go and do laps. Spend 10 minutes outside, just listening to the birds, dodging those raindrops as well. All right, we need to make sure that we all stay calm, we all stay creative, and we keep our heads moving. One way of doing that is just drawing, all right? So let's do a touch test on the blue heart, see if he's ready yet. Oof, no he's not yet. I'm just going to use my little brush and take some of the paint off it so it dries quicker. Again, super fluid. But still keeping that brush stroke going. Again, while we're waiting, let's keep going. So we're going to move on to we're going to move on to the record sleeve that's down here while he's drying. So he's now lovely and dry. So again, last week, this is what we created. I put red and blue and yellow. Then I put a black layer, just brush strokes. Then I put another little bit more black layer in there with some rune font underneath and then some white. This is the acrylic, not the gloss. All I'm going to do is write one of my verses that I've written over the record. So it's got a link directly with the music and directly with the idea of an album sleeve. All right, I'm going to, excuse me, just going to put him back up and we're going to draw on this. Make sure it's the right way around as well. Just masking tape him up. In fact, I'm going to put him here so you can see it. I like this guy. So he can go front and centre there. Let me confirm that. Okay, so we're prepped. So it's here. If you can't see it, I know it's white. I also have my brand new Posca. I love new Poscas. So again, it's the bullet tip Posca. Amazing work. So I've got to think of a lyric. I think on the other side of that was Success. Bare Arms lyric. So shouts to Dead Kings and Seymour and NCK as well. My boy NCK, how we doing? He's also DJing for Thought Process. Again, if you want some music to get inspired by, please give Thought Process a follow on Instagram and Facebook. Again, I'm looking after the artwork side of things. You might see a couple of features as well, but follow those guys. We're going to do a record sleeve. Give us a shake our Posca to get the ink in the reservoir. How these work, these are full of ink. There is a little gap here. As you push down, it pushes ink into the thing. The nib gets saturated. So I'm going to think of a lyric. So I'm going to put it's called Love Song. So I'm going to put as much of the verse on there as I can using my font. Alright, so I'm going to do my Love Song lyrics on the record sleeve. Okay, nice and easy. Add a few more touches here and there. And I think that's it. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. Do that. Why not? Okay, so all I've done is written a 16 So this is my love song lyric, and again, it's the pen version of the paint version of the rune. So this is called the rune font. This is the pen version. That is the paint version. So I'm going to leave him to dry for a minute. And again, that rune camo can go on anything. So whatever form it is, use that form and create something. I realise coming up with lyrics is can be quite taxing, quite challenging. Think of your favourite piece of music. Think of your favourite rap, your favourite artist, your favourite singer-songwriter. Write those lyrics down. You've got the internet. If you have the internet, well, you have to have, you're watching me now. Use the internet to find those lyrics and potentially use those ideas or use those words and draw something from the lyric, or even just write the lyrics up. I might give you after brew time, I might go through my alphabet just so you can see where the letter forms have changed from what a normal English alphabet looks like and what my obsolete alphabet looks like, just so you get a bit of a clue on how I'm approaching these runes. So they're based on Nordic runes, again very angular, very linear, but obviously still has words, so there are lyrics in there as well, so it's a hidden code like runes. Okay, or a different language. It is 10:30. That is brew time, everybody. So let's take 5 minutes. I'll see you in 5 minutes. If everyone wants to get a cup of tea on, I'll be playing some more hip hop and skipping YouTube ads like a boss. There we go. There we are. And yeah, so it's cup of tea time. Get yourself a cup of tea. Get yourself a coffee. Have 2 minutes to yourself. Have a look at the work you've done, pat yourself on the back, go and get a cup of tea and get back to me. I'll see you in 2 minutes. And again, if you are bored, please check out Wth Pete. He is a producer for loads and loads of people. Shouts to Room 2, shouts to the Blunskins, shouts to Manchester hip hop in general. Again, there's so much talent in this city, art and music wise. Get to know. This is Wth Pete. If anyone's got any exciting mugs, please give me a shout. I'm drinking from my stolen Starbucks mug. I stole it 15 years ago, so it's fine. But cheers, everybody. Happy brew time. We're going to get back on painting. 2 more minutes. We're going to do a little touch test to see if everything's dry and ready for the next layers. Again, I'm not putting any kind of pressure on myself to finish a piece or be too acute with what I'm doing. It's just all about creating and all about being creative. As you can see, these are backgrounds for now. We'll see how this one steps up. I want to do a white version of this guy over the top of it. And again, if you want to draw hearts, I mean, easy as hell. Draw a heart, fill it with hearts. If it's blue, put it in your window. or give it to someone in the NHS as a gift. If one of your relatives or one of your neighbours or someone in close proximity that you know works for the NHS, please show some love. They are doing amazing work, putting their lives and their livelihoods on the line. Let's show some love for these guys. Absolutely amazing. 2 minutes. Amazing work. Okay, so I'm back ready. I've had a little sip of coffee, I've had some water, just had an apple. All those things to keep this guy and this guy pumping. And now we're back to the wall, alright? 25 minutes left. We just stick this guy back up. So you can see where we're up to. Let's put him on here. Okay. So again, the reason I'm using acrylic, the studio acrylic, this is amazing stuff. Shouts to Cass Art, it's their own branded stuff. Follow Cass Art online, Cass Art Manchester, again, amazing staff team. They look after myself for all my paint materials as well as Overdrawn as well. So my art night where we interact, it's an interactive art night where we cover the tables in paper and we put pens out and we just want to get people drawing. That's all we're doing. With Overdrawn, that's all we're doing today. It's just being creative. There's no kind of limit to what you can do. And there's also no kind of limit to what you can draw either. It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter line quality or colour or anything like that. It's just all about picking a pen up or picking something you can paint with or draw with. Write something, draw something, paint something. Again, once you've done that, do it again the next day. Why not? You will have a portfolio at the end of it. You will have something from every day, much like these little sessions where we painted these last week, so these are the finished ones. And that one is Jackson Beckett's. So Jackson decided to buy that from me. Thank you very much. Again, obviously as a self-employed artist, very risky time these days. So if anybody does want anything, please give me a shout. If you want anything customizing or any jobs after this all blows over, please give me a shout as well. I love doing interior design, street art. You might have seen my work in El Capo, stage and radio. I've done stuff with warehouse project, loads of projects like that I absolutely love being creative in. And working with people, it's a collaboration. I take on their ideas, they ask for my work, it's a collaboration. Okay, touch test time. Okay, Blue Heart is still a little bit wet, so I might have to leave him for tomorrow. We'll see what happens later. This guy's getting there. But first, I'm going to put a final line, a black line, on this guy. I'm going to leave the eyes because I like how solid the eyes are. So all I'm going to do is do my skull lines over the top and build this guy back up. Again, prep the pen, so shake and shake, and off we go. His eyes. We've got a little bit of white in there as well. So this paint is still a little bit wet. I'm going to draw on the dry areas just to fill that time up. Line him up. There we go. We can do the nose, can't we? Lovely. What we got? Teeth we could do. Teeth are a little bit wet still. Okay. I'm just going to give him another couple of minutes. We're going to work back into the heart. Okay, because I want my heart to really stand out in white over the top, I'm just going to put some black behind it, so you've still got the blue and the blue coming through, and then the dark blue over the top. Again, using Mr. Dead, you'll see him featured a lot. I really like the effect that this brush has on the paper and with the ink, with the paint. So, again, nice and light, not only so it dries quick, but also just to give that effect. Again, not too precious, don't worry about it. Again, just pulling that heart shape out of the blue, out of the white. Again, that effect, Mr. Dead brush works amazingly, doesn't it? So there we are, that blue has gone in. Just going to take it off so you can see it better. I know at distance, in a gloomy room, you're not going to be able to see the difference, but there's the difference of the blue on the black. So again, I think that white is going to really sit nicely over that blue. Such a nice blue. Stick him. Oh! Okay, I'm going to throw a random colour at it, at this one, because I want it to kind of stand out a little bit. I'm going to use yellow. Lost my brush there for a minute, so I'm going to use this brush again. In fact, while we've got pink on it, and we've got some spare pink, hello Lucy, saying hello to everybody, why not? So I'm going to paint some random geometric shapes in here, just to see what happens. Again, there's a little red mix in there, but that's fine. Get nice and thick. Nothing too clever. Maybe some plus signs just for definite. Some dots. Well, some strange marks going on here. Absolutely fine. And then, as always, I'm going to just prep a little bit of canvas for tomorrow as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the pink that I have left from my pink on here, my pink on this one. I'm just going to do a little piece, maybe even just a border on the blank page. I'm going to even throw a little pink heart in the middle of this guy. I've got loads of this pink left, and I know that I can't remake it because it will be an exact measurement, and I can't, because I didn't make the notes of the measurements. I'm going to have to use all this pink now to make sure that the colour stays uniform. So we're just going to do a half fade here. Use all this lovely pink up. Again, not being too precious, just slapping it on, a little bit cavalier, if I do say so myself. There we are, nice half and half. I'm going to see how that sits for the rest of the day, and then we're going to hit it tomorrow morning. Same with the NHS heart as well. The heart's a bit weird. Get one there. Maybe one more layer on this as soon as we have the pink. Okay. How's the mouth doing? Mr. Mouth is nice and dry. Okay, so we're just going to draw the last couple of lines on the dry areas on Mr. Pink's skull here. Shake your pen. Who else is watching? Yes, Ricky Marr. Mr. Connor Peplow, how are we doing? Steeplejack. Have a look at Steeplejack clothing, please. Amazing guy, amazing work. Switch that line up like that. Some of these guys are pretty wet, so I'm just going to set some lines up ready for tomorrow. Get the nose lines in. So the last lines that we're going to do on this guy, I just hold that up a little bit nearer. So just all I've done is follow that pink line a little bit. I'm leaving the lips and the hair because they're still a little bit wet, and it will get on the pen and kill the pen. So we'll leave him for tomorrow. Happy where he is though. I'm also really happy with where the heart is sitting at the moment. We're going to let that dry, and I'm going to draw over that tomorrow as well. We have 10 minutes left. I'm going to go through my alphabet a little bit. So like what we did on the record sleeve, and this, just as an easier example to show you up close. So it might look like just spiky things, spiky shapes. They are all lyrics. So these are all English written lyrics that I've turned into my alphabet and obviously I'm writing my own lyrics in my own style, in my own font as well. Anybody can have that. All you've got to do is keep drawing, keep writing, get used to the letter shapes and all that sort of stuff, and then customize it. So again, whether that's graphically, whether you're putting extra bars in, or you know, like a crossbar in the E like I do, or if you're designing your own font online or on Photoshop, even better. That's still, you're still being creative, you're still thinking in a different way. Obviously the easiest way to do it, grab a pen, start writing, write anything. I can write poems, love songs, sonnets, whatever I want in that font, and it will still have that kind of aesthetic, even though I know there's meaning in it. So even if you can't read it, even if I know that people don't know my lyrics, for example, it doesn't matter. It's just all about pushing that style, and again, the more you do something, the better you become at it. So it's all about the practice and the practice, another P, practice. Obviously having the time and the art materials to do so as well, and I certainly don't take any of that for granted. I just know that I've spent years working out what pens I like, working out what language I want to write in, like working out how my letters are formed. But let's do some alphabet. I'm just going to move Mr. Pink, so everyone say goodbye Mr. Pink till tomorrow. Bye Mr. Pink. Okay, so we've got this nice big white wall again. Not my actual wall, I've just covered it. So I'm going to write my name. Normally, I'm going to write it in my hand style, in my, my handwriting. I'm going to do it in my hand style, okay? So, if you want to write your own name, I realise it's backwards. Oh dear. I could try. Let's try it. There we are. Terrible. That's my backwards writing. I realise it's flipped, so I can see you guys commenting and saying hello to Pete, to everyone as well. My name is Pete Obsolete. This is the very simple version. My hand style is, my handwriting is slightly different to that. So that is my hand style. My handwriting is slightly cursive, which means it's slightly lent to one side in that way. So it's going this way. But I find it easier to link those letters up like that. And then in my font, so in the rune camo, Pete Obsolete looks like this. So there we are. If you can see that, again, I know it's backwards, I do apologise. So the difference in that, my E's, I have 1 if not 6 more crossbars in the E's. With a T, I put a second break in it. With the O's, I draw spirals. With the S's, I put a line down the middle for the dollar sign. If you want the knowledge behind the dollar sign, based on the idea of medicine, so it's the staff and the snake, so and the whole idea of snake and evil and all that sort of stuff, and money being evil. So there's a kind of a nod to a bit of cult knowledge, a bit of background knowledge into those symbols. They might look like something that you've seen before. A lot of the times, certainly in art, there's always going to be a meaning behind that sort of stuff as well. Okay, where can we go? Can we see here? We can see here, can't we? So if I do, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E. Very easy. A, B, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I realise it's getting to the bottom of the screen here, so I apologise. So A is a triangle with a bar in. B, spiky B. C, D, E again, F similar to E, G is like a C with 2 bars, H has 2 crossbars and 2 dots. Again, special letters like S, they turn into things like K, turn into K, and again O turns into this or this. So it's all about making your own little language up. I don't know if you can see all that, I hope you can, sorry if it's not straight. If you want some research, have a look at stuff like Codex Seraphinius. If you haven't seen that, I can't remember the guy's name, Seraphinian, I think. He created his own language, he created his own world. He drew animals that are like combined with trees and trees that can get up and walk and move everywhere. Codex Seraphinium, if you want a little bit of inspiration today, it is pretty Dali-esque. So if you know Salvador Dali, very abstract painter, very, very strange guy anyway, but an incredible artist, an incredible skill set and technique that he used. But it kind of, the Codex Seraphinium looks a little bit like Dali's work. So expect a little bit of weirdness, but expect a lot of inspiration. Please have a look at that sort of stuff. Again, we're coming down to for the last 5 minutes of the show. I hope everyone's doing good. Again, if you're painting with me, thank you for joining us. Even if you're just watching and staying in contact, thank you also. Again, all I'm doing is recording every day for an hour, my creative processes for that morning. So again, all I'm doing is setting my station up, putting some paper down and just drawing. I've got a couple of paints, a couple of acrylics, a couple of pens. All you really need, a jotter, a bit of paper, a folder, an exercise book, pencil, biro, pen, Sharpies, the pens you got for Christmas, anything you like. If you're off school at the moment, use the stuff that's in your pencil case and see what you can actually get out of that pencil case. Again, pencils and crayons are amazing for the colour and the drawing side of things. Once you step up to pens and all that sort of stuff, you start seeing those lines get a bit thicker, a bit more confident in your work as well. So yeah, please draw, please paint, please write, anything you like. And again, if it's getting a little bit too in here from what's going on out there, take time for yourself. It is vital. Obviously, we've got to look after each other. We've also got to look after ourselves. Drink some water, have some fruit, eat some food, take 5-10 minutes, stick your head out the window, go for a little walk if you can. Ring the person you haven't spoken to, ring your mum, ring your neighbours, all that sort of stuff. Make sure everyone's ticking over nicely. If you can help out, offer. If you can go and get some food for your neighbour, offer. It's a beautiful time at the moment, and again, we're going to be pushing that NHS love, well, probably every session, because it needs to be said. It can't be said anywhere near enough that these guys are actually risking their lives for the greater good, for the greatness of mankind. This is where this one's going to evolve into. So again, please stick with me tomorrow morning, 10 to 11, over on Obsolete Art Manchester. We're going to be putting something similar to this over the top of this. So again, this is a collection of hearts. Again, this can represent community, the world, good messages, actual likes as the heart, anything you like. But we're going to turn this into a bit more of an arty piece that's got paint and layering involved as well. So tomorrow's session, we'll be drawing a heart. If you saw me on yesterday's session over on Manchester's Finest, you would have seen me do that as well. I'm sorry to repeat myself, but I think again it's that the symbol of a heart is so strong anyway, and has so many metaphors that we can use it at will, really. Okie doke. So yeah, send me photos of your artwork, please. Send me photos of your mugs. You get high 5 points. Anyone who sends a photo. Today's music, The Greater Good. Thank you, Andy Morris. Shouts to Habits Core as well. Absolutely incredible t-shirts. They are Manchester printers. They run out of Islington Mill. Give those guys a shout if you're looking to start a brand or you want something on t-shirts. Incredible work. Honestly, their new drop, My goodness, the packaging alone is ridiculous. Today's music was from Pro P, Pro space P on YouTube, Pro_P on Instagram. Please check them and the Bluntskins and Room 2 records out if you're into your hip hop. I've worked a lot with the hip hop market in Manchester. They are all amazing. If you want to hear some local accents rapping your new favourite tune, check Room 2 out. Check everybody there. It is 11 o'clock now. That is the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow morning at 10 to 11. Again, have those art heads and your art materials ready for another Paint with Pete. Peace and love, everybody. Stay safe out there.